Hi, it's Linda Lee. So this video today is gonna be kind of like more serious. If you notice, over the past like 2 months, like I wasn't in some of the YouTube videos with like my family, and they were kind of taking over the videos for me. And I like made this one post where it was like, hi, I'm just gonna take a break. But that was after a lot of stuff happened. First off, let's start with this more serious stuff. So the reason why I was not like really showing myself on YouTube for a while was because I actually was hospitalized. And I was in the hospital because I have suffered with body dysmorphia like my whole life, and I decided that, hey, why don't I just stop eating, because then I'll get skinny. I got diagnosed with anorexia, and I would have weigh-ins every week, like, which means like I would go to the doctor and get weighed every week, and my weight just kept going down, like whether it was by a pound or by an ounce, like. And then one day me and my mom went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yep, you have to go to the hospital, it keeps going down. We went home, packed our bags, and headed to the hospital. And then I was in the hospital for about a week, and then I got admitted to a like eating disorder hospital kind of, and I met really cool people there. Like obviously I'm not trying to glamorize it, but they were the highlight of, like, they really helped me a lot, and I made some really good friends there. They were kind of the reason that I kept going, and I didn't just give up. Let me just explain what like anorexia and body dysmorphia is. So body dysmorphia is where like you either see your body differently, how like other people see it, whether it's you see yourself skinnier or more like overweight, I guess, and you just don't see what your body actually looks like, pretty much, and it's like your brain is just like blinded. So I struggled with seeing myself looking like more overweight, which I wasn't if I like really look back at it now, but at the time, yeah, I just struggled with body dysmorphia. And then anorexia is where either like you starve yourself, or you just stop eating, or you like are more aware of like the calories that you consume, trying to avoid food in general. But yeah, it's really bad. So then, yeah, I was hospitalized for that. If anybody is watching this and you have an eating disorder, what you're doing is horrible, and I know you can't control it, and I'm not trying to be like mean, you know, but it's really bad for your body. And what I did, I would just not eat for a couple days or something, or I would not eat as much as a normal person would, I guess, or I would like lower the amount of calories that I intake. But for me, it would just really lower my energy. I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't focus in school. I had like F's in almost all my classes, because your brain is trying to focus on, it's like, okay, well, you don't need schoolwork, we're gonna try and focus on keeping you alive, you know? And so your brain, all your smartness just shuts off, it's gone. Like, I would literally just be sitting there, and my parents would be talking to me, and I'd be like, oh, what? Like, your brain just doesn't function. And it also slows down your metabolism. Like, starving yourself slows down your metabolism, and I think like people don't understand that like starving yourself is not a way to get skinny, and you shouldn't be worrying about that, you know? Society doesn't care anymore. Like, nobody cares, I promise you. You are beautiful for who you are. You're beautiful no matter what. So I had this journal in the hospital. I decorated it with mushrooms and butterflies, and I made raisins to our cover. I'll read some of those. Like better skin, like I had really big pimples from not eating. It was weird. Yeah. So you'll have like better skin and like more clear skin, shopping without anxiety, like in a grocery store, like that can stress people out. You have like better teeth and stuff. Like one of my friends who was at the hospital, her teeth just chipped because your body just needs to focus on everything else. So you'll start losing hair, like you'll start losing like your vision, and it's like, because it's like, oh, you don't need this, let's focus on other stuff, you know? So I went to a eating disorder facility called Walden Behavioral Care. We would wake up at like 6 a.m. We would get vitals done, which is like your heart rate and your breathing rate, I guess. And then we would get weighed, and then we could just like chill or go back to sleep, and then we would have breakfast. And it wasn't like they would ask you, oh, what do you want? No, you just had to eat whatever they gave you. And everyone was there for like either like just different eating disorders. We would have like an activity, like sometimes we would do yoga, or we would just like trying to help us like and give us reasons to recover and stuff like that, and just talking about eating disorders. And then the other ones would be like Just Dance, or so like just random things. My favorite was art therapy. I loved art therapy. It was so fun because it was like really calming, and we would get to like just do whatever we wanted. Art is a really good coping mechanism for anyone who's struggling. I just choked. Anyways, at the facility, you know, you had the option to not eat, and that didn't mean that they wouldn't still not give you the nutrition, because so you either, if you didn't eat, then you'd have to have an Ensure, which is like a nutrition drink. And then if you didn't have the Ensure, then they were like, okay, well, how else do we get the nutrition into you? So they would have an NG tube, which is like a tube that goes through your nose, down your throat, and into your stomach. Sorry if that's gross, but it's reality. So I had to get an NG tube at one point, and I had it for about a week, I think, because I think that was like my first week there, and obviously like I was struggling because I just came there. So, you know, it's all part of the process, and eventually I got it out, and I convinced them enough that I was okay to let me go home, and I got discharged from there. I went home, and I came home, and I was like, shoot, I wasn't ready for this. I was at a Walden program, like a day program, where you were there for only like a couple of hours, and you did like, I think you did breakfast, snack, and lunch. So I was there for about a day, and then I came home, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I just want to die. So I also struggled with like self-injurious behaviors, like self-harm, like suicidal thoughts sometimes. Pretty much when I was at the day program that day, I didn't eat, and I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna like relapse with my eating disorder, like I don't want to eat. Because I was like, I knew I wasn't ready, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go along with it. So then I felt like my mom was mad at me because of that, and I was like, okay, well, your mom doesn't love you, which she does, but my brain, something was wrong with my brain, and it just told me that I shouldn't be alive because my mom, quote unquote, doesn't like me. She does. This was December 8th, 2021. I said, I'm gonna overdose tonight. I took I overdosed on pills, and I regret it so much. And then entry 26, on the same day, I just overdosed. I'm shaking so much. I hope this works. After I overdosed, I tried to go to sleep. I was like, okay, let's hope this works. Like, nobody likes you. And then I just had immediate regret just rush through me, like hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, shoot, why did you do that? You might die. And I was like, I grabbed my phone, like, well, and I was shaking, and I like dialed my therapist's number, then I was like, hi, I overdosed. And she was like, oh shoot, tell your mom. And I was like, no, she's gonna be mad at me. And she was like, I'll tell your dad, and I'll call him. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. So then I went out of my room to go tell my mom. And then at the same time, my mom comes into my room, and I was crying, like my hand was shaking, like with the phone in my hand, and I was like, I overdosed. And she was like, oh God, get in the car. So my dad drove me to the hospital. This was another entry from the same night. I'm at the ER. I called my therapist out of panic, and I just threw up from the charcoal drink. And the charcoal drink is like, oh, it was so gross. It was like, I had to have it because I had to get it out of my system, you know, the pills out of my system. So it's literally tastes like charcoal, and it was like just black and thick and like chunky. It was so gross. God. It was really bad. So my system was like, no, get this out. So I like threw it up, and yeah. So then I was in the hospital for about a week. Again, this time I wasn't on the eating disorder protocol at the hospital. I was on like the more like suicide protocol, where it was like I had to, if I wanted to pee or go to the bathroom, like I had to leave the door open, and my like there would be like a sitter in my room. Like they called them sitters because they're like babysitters, and they were with me the whole day and all night. So they would have to stand out the door and watch me pee. It was really awkward, but it makes sense. Then I went to the psych ward, which is like the psychiatric hospital. Not an insane asylum, they're different. Psychiatric hospital is more like mental health. Insane asylum is like literally insane. So I was in the psychiatric hospital for 20 days, and I relapsed with my eating disorder in the hospital, in the psychiatric hospital, and I didn't eat for 3 days, and they sent me back to the normal hospital because they were like, okay, well, you have to eat. So I was like, okay. So I was there for a couple days. Then I went back to the psych ward, and I was doing good. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna recover. Like, I'm done with this. I'm over this. I can't do this. I can't keep hurting my family. So I was like, okay. And I think the night that I was really like, okay, I'm gonna recover, was my dad like talked to me and gave me a lot of motivation to recover. And like, I think he's literally the reason why I chose recovery. But yeah, so then I was in the psychiatric hospital for Christmas, sadly. It actually wasn't that bad, but it was also really bad. There were screaming kids running around. It was, yeah, not a fun place to be for Christmas. But I got to see my family on Christmas. Like, they got to come and visit me. And then I went home on December 28th. And ever since then, I've been doing very good. I have been good with like my meals, and I'm on the recovery road. So now that we're done with that, another thing is that I'm not gonna go by Linda Lee anymore. I'm gonna go by the name Mars. Mars just really fits with me. My therapist recommended it because of my hair, because it's red, and she thought it was funny. But also, I'm obsessed with astrology, and I just thought that it was like a really good idea. I also use they, them pronouns. It might change, and I'll keep you guys up to date whenever I change my pronouns. I'm also a lesbian, as you can see. That's why I filmed this video here. I have a giant lesbian collage that's shaped into a heart. So that's fun. I wanted to say that for the end so that people didn't leave immediately at the beginning if they were not interested in that type of stuff. I have been part of the LGBTQIA plus community for almost 5 years. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm non-binary, which means I'm just stuck in the middle. You guys don't have to accept me, but I accept myself, and that's all that matters. I'm going to still like post on this account, like the Linda Lee Rose account, but I made another YouTube channel called Marzipan, like M-A-R-S-I-P-A-N, because I really like baking, and marzipan is like a baking decoration that you can use. So I'm gonna be posting a bunch of just my own stuff on there because I know that this channel is now like a family channel, and yeah, I just need my own channel where I can like truly be myself, you know? But yeah, really the point of this is that like you guys have seen me as like an influencer, a reporter, a brand ambassador for all these different things, but really I'm a person and I have feelings about and I have crazy issues. Everybody does, and that's okay, and everyone should be like really proud of themselves and be who they are. So I just wanted to say that if you are struggling with an eating disorder, with mental health problems, just anything in general, and you just need help, I'll put here's all the phone numbers to call or text. It's okay to struggle and it's okay to suffer, but it's not okay to like suffer in silence, and you should really reach out for help if you need it. And even if it seems quote unquote not severe, it's severe. It doesn't matter. If you're struggling with mental health problems, it's severe, and you deserve to get the help that you need. And like, it's really hard to come out, whether it's your sexuality, your gender, or whether you're just struggling with a disorder or something. It's definitely hard, but whether you're reaching out to your parents or your friend or anything or anyone, it's gonna be hard to reach out, but you're gonna get the help that you need. And I didn't reach out when I really needed it, and that was a mistake, because you're gonna miss so many fun opportunities and you're just gonna miss living your life, you know? And it's very important to be brave and reach out for help, because just to get out your feelings and tell someone and to vent about it, that's really important, and you can't keep your feelings bottled up or else you'll hurt even more. You can go to your parents, your school counselor, people at your church if you go to one, family members, anybody that you really trust, because it's just so important. Believe me, it may be difficult to be away from your family or your siblings like it was for me, but it'll hurt more if you're not around forever. Maybe with this video I've made more of a connection with some people, or I've really drawn some people who are struggling in. And seeing influencers and on Instagram, people are always posting those perfect photos or those perfect videos of you. But it's okay to not be perfect. Nobody's really perfect. We all have struggles and we all have those horrible thoughts or demons that we're battling every day, but it's okay to tell your inner demons to shush. So yeah, this point of this is just to really help people if they need it, and to really be open about myself, and just know that my struggles may come up again, and that's okay, because it's I'll be more open about my feelings if I'm really feel like I need to take a break or something again. So thank you all so much for your support. I love you guys so much. You all mean the world to me. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time on my new YouTube channel, and also on this YouTube channel sometimes. So yeah, I love you guys. Bye. Thank you so much.